Games with names presented by WynnBET, of course. Bet with the best this football season. Football season's here. Join WynnBET today. Join our team.
January 31st, 1993, Rose Bowl Stadium, Pasadena, California.
National anthem, Garth Brooks. Coin toss, O.J. Simpson. Halftime show, Michael Jackson.
Post-game celebration, Bernie Madoff. Quarterback, Troy Aikman. Running back, Emmitt Smith. Wide receiver, Michael Irvin.
This is Super Bowl XXVII. Hello and welcome to Games with Names presented by WynnBET. I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Sam Morril. We're on the search to find the greatest games ever.
All time. And today's episode, Buffalo Bills versus the Dallas Cowboys, January 31st, 1993, Super Bowl XXVII.
I can already hear the sadness in your voice. As
There's
a Bay Area kid.
There's multiple sadnesses, but Michael Irvin, he's going to come on. He's the only thing that makes me happy about this particular game. And my first thoughts of this game is, I'd be so sad to be a Buffalo Bills fan. This is third straight loss in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
B, Dallas Cowboys had to beat my Niners to get in this game, so didn't love them.
Yeah.
This was a start of the Dallas Cowboys becoming the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s, the Jimmy Johnson, how about them Cowboys? Like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin,
Leon
Lett, Charles Haley.
This was
Ken Norton.
The America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
It's Texas's team. That's Texas's team,
yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys. But everyone says it is America's team, and it is. It is. And I'll tell you this, man. We played Dallas Cowboys back in a few years back. They came to Old Foxborough, and they travel. They travel their guys. They travel their fans. The people love the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
absolutely love the Dallas Cowboys. I can't even say the name right.
You've trained yourself to not respect the name enough to say it properly.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I just don't like them. It's just I have a bunch of friends.
Well, why would you? You grew up a Niners fan, and then you played for the Patriots. I don't like them either. I grew up a Giants fan.
And wouldn't you think, like, isn't it more logical that the Patriots should be America's team, red, white, and blue, or Patriots? Massachusetts basically made America.
I feel like we're getting a little carried away now. No, why are the Patriots America? I get the Giants are red, white, and blue,
but it's a giant. It's a mythical character. A patriot is an actual person that created militias to fend off the redcoats.
Well, would you call America tiny, or would you say it's a giant?
I mean, it's technically not the biggest country in the world.
But we're a giant, #1 military.
We're not the most populated.
Well,
we're not the richest.
I mean,
we don't have the most money.
We've got money though.
But you know what we do have?
Right.
But you know what we do have? Patriotism, baby. Patriotism. Let's go back to 1993, January 31st. Boy, this is a throwback. What was going on?
#1 movie, Aladdin, for the third week in a row. Classic.
I actually remember watching this and
loving it.
This is when Disney cartoon movies were just popping off left and right. I think, didn't Lion King come after this?
I think so.
I can show you the world.
That was beautiful.
That's all I know. The Magic Carpet Ride?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Jasmine was hot?
Jasmine was a hot cartoon. Jasmine can get it to this day. Jasmine, I know you're not real, but Julian and myself, we're horny for you. We're horny for cartoon Jasmine. And then, Robin Williams.
He was oh, my God. He was so good. And then I forgot the genie.
Gilbert Gottfried is the parrot.
Yes.
R.I.P. also. Damn it.
R.I.P.
Met Robin Williams once at the Comedy Cellar. Spoke for like 45 minutes. Such a cool guy. So quiet and kind and a great
You got
dude.
so you spoke with him for 45 minutes?
I just sat, there's a comics table in the back of the Comedy Cellar, and I just sat down and I, ready to like check in to do my set. And I look up and I was like, that's Robin Williams. And I just said, oh, hey. And he goes, hey, Robin. I was like, I know you. I'm Sam. Talked for like 45 minutes. Warmest guy ever. Positive. But
I loved his movies.
oh my God, he's classic.
Jack, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting,
Classic.
the robot one.
I mean, shit, I watched them all. I loved them.
Remember he was a robot?
Which
That
one
was like
that?
during this time too.
Yeah, Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man.
Flubber. I
Flubber.
fucked with Flubber.
I mean, that was when we were like 7 years old. I was 7 here. Like those were our movies.
Jumanji. That was a banger.
Holy moly.
Jumanji was, damn, takes you
It
back.
still holds up. Jumanji
Yeah.
holds up.
It
Jack.
Bonnie Hunt. Shout out Bonnie Hunt. Right?
Yeah.
Jumanji.
Number one song in America, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
So many RIPs this episode.
I actually heard this story. 14 weeks at number one, record of all time, written by Dolly Parton.
Damn. Reminds me of the time the Patriots spent 18 weeks at number one, followed by one giant loss.
Yeah. That it wasn't on the team.
Damn,
Sam.
Jolene, Dolly Parton,
Dolly Parton.
number one record. Dolly Parton, killer. Love Dolly Parton.
She's so adorable. Just her
yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
Like you hear her voice and you're like, she's adorable. Jack,
Yeah.
isn't she adorable?
Love Dolly.
Dolly is a legend.
I saw. Was there like? I think there's a documentary. Let's get back to Whitney for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I had such a crush on Whitney after The Bodyguard.
Super
with,
hot.
Kevin Costner.
Super hot.
That's when man. That's when I started I'd jump over, started loving black chicks, bro.
Yeah?
Love them.
This was your Bronx Tale moment?
This was my Bronx Tale moment.
Hell yeah.
I watched The Bronx Tale and I had a black girlfriend.
Did you?
And so I was emotionally attached to this
Yeah.
movie because of that.
Bronx Tale's a great movie.
Unbelievable.
Chaz Palminteri, man.
Uh-huh.
Legend. Chaz Palminteri, legend.
Yeah, he was. He was. Didn't he get in trouble? C? I heard he's
No. He's doing all right.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
He's great. He's my friend Chris DiStefano, one of my good friends, comedian Chris DiStefano, shot a pilot with him, and he had Chaz Palminteri play his dad. And his dad's supposed to be like a schlubby guy from Brooklyn, but Chaz Palminteri just shows up in like a $10,000 suit. And he's like, this is what I want to wear. And he's like, no, you have to play like a schlub from Brooklyn. He's like, I like these suits. I want to wear my suits.
Yeah.
I was like, I love that. I love that story.
Some of the ridiculous trends going on. The clear drinks.
Crystal Pepsi. What were we doing, guys? Pepsi works. We don't need clear Pepsi. Now I'm thinking 7-Up. You're hurting your own business.
I must confess.
You liked it?
I saw the commercials
Yeah.
and I wanted it so much, but it was like more expensive.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it was more expensive. We never had it. I think I had it a couple times and I was so fascinated. I don't know why. I was like, this looks like 7-Up, but it tastes like Pepsi.
That did nothing for me because I'm like, it's the same product. You just changed the color.
Which is probably 10 times worse for you, too, that you're using
So you
another
don't-
chemical to change the other chemical's color.
Yeah, you went from white chicks to black chicks, but you went from dark Pepsi to white Pepsi at this time.
And another clear drink that you probably like, you love Zima, I bet.
I love Zima, dude.
I bet you loved it.
I didn't like it. Zima was whack. Zima was like Smirnoff Ice, pre-Smirnoff Ice. I like Smirnoff because if I saw a guy drinking it in a bar, I was like, I could take this motherfucker. I'm not about to get fucked up by a Zima drinker, I'll tell you that much.
You remember the, what is it, the Smirnoff challenge or you got iced or whatever?
Oh, shit, remember that?
Dude.
So what you would do is you'd take someone would be drinking a Smirnoff, you'd hit the top and it would overflow, right?
No, if you found a Smirnoff Ice. Like you like your friends like, hey, can you grab me like something out of the fridge? And there's like just one Smirnoff Ice, and he opened it, he'd be like, oh, bro, and then you had to chug it right away in front of everyone. That the Smirnoff Ice challenge.
You've been iced.
Yeah, you've been iced.
Yeah.
My buddy just sent me. He said
they did a similar thing in the heroin community. But you've been heroined, and you'd have to shoot up all the heroin right there. Terrible.
My buddy, he's getting married. Shout out Billy Ring. And we used to do that back in the day. Like, you know, it was probably like 2008. I know we're way off where we're supposed to be, but in his package that he sent to announce that I was in his wedding, he fucking put a Smirnoff Ice in there.
That's classy.
I'm like, what are we doing,
I
bro?
love it.
I sent him a video. We had to chug it.
Smirnoff Ice were like, you were cooler if you were like 14 drinking Smirnoff Ice, you kind of got a pass, but if you had a beer, you were cooler.
I don't even remember the taste of it. I never drank it.
It was like sugary sweet, you know, like it doesn't taste. You taste it now and you'll be like, this sucks. As a kid, it was a good intro to get you on the beer.
Yeah.
It was a nice gateway premium malt beverage.
Oh, yeah. You always got to have the gateway. Power Rangers were there.
Nah, I wasn't a big Power Rangers guy.
I think I was a little old.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
I think we were the right age. I mean, we were 7 when this came out. You could have been into it, but it was to me. I was more like into X-Men, and I mean, the Pink Ranger was hot for sure. Can we pull her up? I remember her being pretty hot, the Pink Power Ranger. But I remember like it was all about like Jason, the Red Ranger. I was like, fuck Jason. Yeah, she was cute.
She's adorable.
Yeah,
cutie.
Power Rangers, man.
Power Rangers. I'm
not a fan.
I tried to get into it. I liked Batman. Batman and sports.
Yeah.
You know, I was too busy, you know, filling my head with just historical football games, baseball games.
I was into sports too. I loved
basketball.
I loved baseball growing up. I loved the '90s Knicks. I mean, I was not a big Power Rangers guy. Final season of Quantum Leap. Never watched the show. Never saw it. Scott Bakula, is that who it was? I remember him from Major League Back to the Minors. I dug that movie.
Is it Back to the Minors?
That was the third.
The third, yeah.
Downtown Anderson. No one.
I gotta watch it. It's Jackie. What do you got?
Yeah, it was Bakula.
Yeah. Shout out Bakula.
Here's your Lauren Bobbitt.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Lorena Bobbitt.
She cuts off John Wayne Bobbitt's penis. This was a huge story. Huge.
I was like 7 years old, and I could still remember I was at my neighbor's house, Jacob Grin, and like
you don't want to get your dick cut off with the last name Grin.
Yeah,
it's too happy a last name.
Yeah, way too happy.
Yeah,
but we're over there, and I don't know why, but we're like, he had a fig tree, and we're like climbing the fig tree, and like I overheard our moms talking. And I think my mom said, well, good. He probably deserved it or something.
What the hell?
Yeah.
No one deserves that, by the way.
Well, that's my mom right there.
Damn.
But
he deserved getting his dick cut off. I remember as a kid, they showed him on the news, and I asked my mom, I was like, if he got his penis cut off, why is he smiling? Because there was like footage of him smiling. She goes, well, you can't always be sad. And I was thinking, if I got my dick cut off, I would always be sad for the rest of my life. Like it could be my birthday, and I'd be like, I don't have a penis. You think this cake is filling the hole?
Yeah.
I'm miserable.
I like, and even if you do get it surgically attached back, you're probably losing so much sensation.
Oh my God.
Because I have a friend, and his brother broke his dick.
How?
It I don't know, it popped out while he was having intercourse.
That can happen?
And he had to get it sewed up.
Oh my God.
And now he has full ED because of it. He can't he can't even take a pill.
Damn. Yeah, gnarly. I'm sure maybe your dick feels like it's asleep or something too. I don't know how you I don't know what it's like. I mean, thank God. That would suck if I'd be like, guys, I can break this down. Here's what happens.
Like your arm's asleep, your dick. Oh,
what a horrible thing to. He got it. It's reattached, right, Jack, or what? Did he get it reattached? John Wayne Bobbitt.
Let me look into that real quick.
I mean, that is.
Oh,
everyone breaks up.
What did he do?
I mean, everyone. You ever break up with someone and then you're like, she was the worst. She did this. He's telling his friend.
He pursued porn. That's why. Oh, so it must have been huge.
Can you imagine him explaining if they got back together? He's like, we're giving it another shot. I know she cut my dick off, but she's working on it. You know.
God, if he was doing porn, she went right for his gut because that was probably his thing. He had a no. Oh, after he did porn.
Porn after?
Oh, did he get? What did he? Did he add a couple inches when they decided? What did he do?
Now it's turned into kind of an inspiring comeback tale.
This is overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
He appeared in the 1994 adult film John Wayne Bobbitt, Uncut.
Uncut.
Wow. That's it's like Jordan on the Wizards. He came back a little thicker, a little bigger.
He followed it up in 96 with another adult film, Frankenpenis.
Whoever's naming these films, props.
Class act. Let's get into the sports world. February 1993. January 27th, Andre the Giant died at 46.
See, we both like we're 90s wrestling guys, but
he was a little early, but you knew the lore of the Giant.
He was and apparently, I mean, dude, Princess Bride, Andre the Giant rules.
Yeah.
Legend.
That's a sad day.
Sad day. Monica Seles, 1993 April, she was stabbed during a match in Germany. I mean, that's insane. She was stabbed during a match in the back.
Yeah, that's bad. This was a bad time for, women athletes. You had Nancy Kerrigan getting beat up.
That must have been like a few years later, right? When did Nancy Kerrigan? I mean, this was some dude named Gunter, I think, and he was stabbed her because he was in love with Steffi Graf, another tennis great. And it's like, dude, that's not how you end up with someone.
Nah.
There's no story of like, we started dating because I stabbed her competition.
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
What do we got, Jack? I see you over there.
Kerrigan was assaulted January 6, 1994.
Oh wow. Wasn't that far apart?
A year later.
Damn.
Almost like a year anniversary. You know what? That's terrible. That is terrible. I still can't believe that.
Poor Monica Seles. I believe she Yugoslavian? Considered one of the best ever. I remember.
Yep,
Yugoslavian.
Wow.
Some great athletes out of Yugoslavia.
I don't even have anything to say. Like, what makes people like during a match? Where's the security?
Were you ever concerned for your safety in any environment on the road?
Actually, I will say, anytime we would play in New York,
really?
Yeah. I would always be a little like
Jets or Giants?
Giants.
Wow.
Just eerie, because it was like this was the first time I started coming to New York regularly when I was playing football. And you drive in on the freeway and you see big New York because you're in Jersey, going to the Meadowlands, and you're seeing how big and mythical and magical the big ass city is. And you go over to the Meadowlands or Giant Stadium, and you're sitting there like, we're like America's team, kinda. Patriots, Giants in New York. You never know. Like, I had it once where we drove there, and I just felt like I didn't like the feeling.
Did you see anyone who made you sketched out?
No, it's just like with all like the 9/11 shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit's scary. You never know.
Yeah.
Especially at a big spectacle, New York. Let's get the American Patriots in the biggest city. Like that's, I don't know why. I may have smoked a little of the wrong stuff that night before.
So what else? Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers and Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style released. I mean, those are both rap classics.
What's my motherfucking Snoop Dogg? That's shout out to my aunt right there.
We gotta get Snoop on here.
We gotta get Snoop on here.
Let's do a Lakers game with Snoop.
Do a Lakers game. You could do a USC game. I remember watching Snoop freaking running routes at USC. We got to get him on something. He'll come.
That is so. I cannot picture Snoop running routes. That's like I can't even.
He's long. He's tall and lanky, man.
Is he athletic?
He's pretty athletic.
Wow.
He's pretty athletic, man. I mean, he's Cali Cat, man.
Yeah.
You dip your toe in that Pacific, you might get a little athleticism over there, Sam.
I'm not gonna try, but what do we got? What were you doing in '93, Julian? You were a child.
'93. I was 7 years old. It was a year before I could play football.
Wow.
I think I was playing soccer. I was playing soccer, baseball, just being a kid, Ninja Turtling up.
Ninja, who was your guy? Michelangelo?
Nah, I liked Raphael. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel
it
like
puts a lot of things after like learning and growing into myself. It puts a lot of things in perspective. Like, yeah, I probably do like that guy.
Michelangelo was a comic relief. I feel like every kid loved.
You loved him. I mean, everyone loved Michelangelo.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I like the bad attitude sometimes.
Donatello had that cool weapon too. Remember that shit?
The stick. Donatello was like, he was the nerd. Leo was the leader.
Yeah.
Michelangelo was the, like the funny guy, the little kid, the goofball.
He was my guy.
And then Raphael was always like the too serious, like, why are we doing this?
So let's get into this. The Buffalo Bills, they were 11-5, second in the AFC East. Head coach was Marv Levy in his 7th season. Playoff road, they took down the Oilers 41-38 in OT. Divisional, they took down the Steelers on the road, and then the AFC Championship at Miami 29-10. Key players, they had 10 Pro Bowlers.
10.
Dude.
They had a lot. They had this. We can't forget this is their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl.
Yeah,
this is their 3rd, and then they go into it the next year as well.
Jim Kelly, quarterback.
He injured his knee, though. He had a banged-up knee most of this, and Frank Reich was in there, actually led this. They had the crazy comeback, I think it was the week before, where they were down like 30 points in a playoff game with their backup quarterback, who just so happens to be the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, Frank Reich. And it's a pretty cool story that they even got back to the Super Bowl. That tells you how much talent they had on that team.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly tries to come in this game. Wasn't the same. Ken Norton knocked him back out. I mean, this is going to be a sad one. We had Steve Tasker.
Yeah.
Could be the first Hall of Famer for the special teamers.
Yeah.
He had 204 special teams tackles, 7 block punts. He had 7 block punts in his career. And he blocks a punt here. 7 All-Pros. I think he's the only special teamer in the Pro Bowl to win Pro Bowl MVP.
Wow.
Steve Tasker, I heard a lot about him, with Matthew Slater playing with him, him being a special team guru, having Scotty O'Brien, the special team, like godfather for the Patriots. He was our special teams coordinator. He'd always talk about Steve Tasker. He's a beast.
Damn. Well, this was the Buffalo Bills known for the no-huddle run and shoot offense.
Get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
Get the ball out quick.
And Thurman Thomas at the running back.
Andre Reed.
Yeah.
Bruce Smith. I mean, talk about star power. There's a lot of Hall of Famers on
and
that
they've
side.
got to think they're due. Your 3rd Super Bowl in a row. You've lost the first 2. You got to be like, this is our time.
Yeah, but you never know. I don't know. Only the men in that locker room would know that. It's tough, like that's a nightmare.
Yeah,
that's an absolute
getting that close.
4 times.
Would you rather just
and this is 3?
Would you rather just not be a playoff team than lose 4 times in the Super Bowl?
I don't know. The more wins, the better. Still, you still want to win.
Yeah, but just getting that close is brutal.
It's got it. I mean, that would hurt. I feel for Bills Mafia and the Buffalo.
Great
people.
fans. I love Buffalo Bills fans. The Bills Mafia is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen so many different ways and different versions for anyone from the age of 5 to 95, flipping you off after you roll out of there beating the Buffalo Bills.
You have a great story there.
I'm in Buffalo,
and this is early in your career.
No,
how
this was like 2013.
Oh, I thought
this is like 2014 or 15.
Oh, for some reason
it went on a couple. There was a consecutive year.
Yeah,
I think there was a couple times where literally on the field, and we've all seen the memes, we've all seen the pictures, but I saw, and I have ingrained in my memory for the rest of my life, a 14-inch pink dildo thrown on the field by someone in the crowd. And the crazy thing about it is it had a little smiley face, I believe, and it said Brady's dildo. I mean, And then I'm
It was
sitting
John
there,
Wayne Bobbitt. He threw it. He got it. He got it on set.
and I'm looking at the referee, and he's looking. Everyone's looking at someone like, "Hey, who's picking this thing up?" I think I saw one of the refs like kick it with his foot, like he was terrified to touch it. No one was touching. It was hilarious. We're in the middle of a fucking drive. I'm sitting here trying to focus. We're like, gotta be a next play. I see this dildo there. I just start giggling. I'm like, what are we doing? These fucking people are absolutely bananas.
I love the guy goes to the store to get that. Give me your biggest dildo.
Pink one.
Yeah, I want a pink dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking. Now to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Crazy start to a new generation of Cowboys. They were hurting in the 70s. In this year of 1992, they were 13-3 first in the NFC East. This is the third consecutive NFC East team representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. Giants, and now the Commanders. But back then,
the Redskins.
The R words.
The R words.
R words.
Can't even say Redskins anymore?
I don't know. This is, we're sensitive to everyone here. Except Harvey Weinstein, apparently.
Yeah. Weinstein,
and Hitler.
And Hitler, yeah. I don't
Harvey
care who
Hitler.
I don't care who we piss off with that Hitler comment.
Yeah.
Sponsors want to pull out because we don't like Hitler. That's your problem.
They need to get out. And so Jimmy Johnson was in his 4th season as the head coach.
Yeah.
Coming from the U, Miami, where he actually won a national championship with our interviewee, Michael Irvin.
That's
Pretty
crazy.
Cool. It is. It is nuts. He's the first coach ever to win a bowl and a natty.
How many times has that been done?
I think he's the only
0?
3.
Oh, who are the others?
Barry Switzer with the Cowboys after Jimmy, and then most recently Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. Oh, Pete.
Oh, Pete.
NFC Championship game. They beat the Niners. That was the hump that they needed to propel them.
Does it still hurt?
Nah, not really.
You've had a good life.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just...
It hurt at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
That was like heyday of like watching that's like some of the earliest football memories were watching those old Niner games. Steve Young coming in and going out, and then he finally got the monkey off his back the next year when they won. But key players for the Cowboys, you of course had Troy Aikman. Emmitt Smith led the league in rushing for the 2nd straight year. Mike Irvin.
Killer Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith, he just a producer.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like...
Unlike Harvey Weinstein. He was a good producer. I guess Weinstein's movies were good, but he was a bad man.
Bad man.
Emmitt Smith, good producer.
Good producer, good man.
Yeah.
And, tight end Jay Novacek. You had offensive line Nate Newton.
Crazy good offensive line.
I think you could run behind him.
I don't know about that.
Maybe.
I'd run the other way.
Jack, what do you think?
Sam's going for at least 1,000-yard season.
I'm 1,000 you're giving me?
At least 1,000.
Easy.
I think I'm getting injured day one and walking away from the game.
They had Leon Lett, Charles Haley, Ken Norton, which that one hurt.
Yeah.
Because he came over to the Niners. We flip-flopped him, right? We got him after that.
Was he before or after?
He went back-to-back because after this year, I think he went to the Niners the next year. Won a Super Bowl with the Niners.
Damn.
Pretty nuts. Narrative this year for this team was that the team was trying to recapture Landry's glory years with Jimmy Johnson and having, Jerry Jones in there, firing Landry, starting a new chapter of Cowboys history. They were coming off their first winning season in 5 years. Youngest team at the time in the NFL. Number 1 ranked defense.
Not a lot of people talking about that.
They didn't have a Pro Bowler.
How are you the number 1 defense? You don't have 1 Pro Bowler.
I don't know. I've been on plenty number 1 offenses where we weren't represented at the Pro Bowl enough.
I think you should have been. I think you should have been.
Yeah, it was the first Cowboys Super Bowl in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
They were out to prove that they were still America's team, and it turned into becoming the team of the decade.
They dominated. They were like the team that people just like, you saw that jersey everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it was Aikman, Emmett, Irvin, and then later Dion. Those are the ones you saw.
Dion. You see some Ken Norton. Yeah, I mean, those were the three. Those are the four.
Those are the main ones.
Those are the main ones.
Yeah.
Let's get to the game. The
And
Bills.
they were cool jerseys. The early ones.
I can't confirm, nor can I deny.
I'm not a Cowboys fan either, but we have to be unbiased sometimes here.
Yeah, but I mean, what's so good? I mean, you want to see a really cool looking uniform, you look at like red and gold. Like red, white, and gold.
Yeah.
49ers.
Yeah.
People that
They
mind.
are cool. Objectively, they were also cool jerseys.
Yeah, I never a fan of the Cowboys jersey. A star.
Eh.
I mean,
Hey, what do you guys think? Am I off base here? No? Jack?
They're classics. I hate to admit it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're classics.
was never a blue guy, red guy.
You don't like blue?
Eh,
You are in red and I'm in blue right now. This feels like a turf war. It's just some gang shit on our podcast.
exactly. You know, in my high school, you couldn't wear any shades of red or blue.
What would you wear?
I mean, I would still wear some shades of red, but you weren't technically supposed to because of the gang relations.
Shit.
Norteños and Serreños.
And then later on, you end up wearing red all the time, right? Or blue, I mean.
Both. My accent color that I always wore, Sam, red
Yeah.
gloves. All red gloves.
Yeah.
That was my thing. That was my
Are
shtick.
you dipping right now?
You know, getting a little fired up for Mike. This is firing me up. It's firing me up. This is the first game between Dallas and Buffalo since 1984.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl was originally scheduled for Tempe, Arizona, but then was moved to Pasadena because
Beautiful place, Pasadena.
why'd they move it? Governor Evan Meacham canceled Arizona State's holiday to honor the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Meacham. That's like House of Cards. Remember that guy, Meacham? Meacham? How would he say it? Meacham. He was the guy, the bodyguard he had gay sex with, remember? Hooked up with his wife.
Was that?
You never watched House of Cards?
I did. I watched like the first like 3 seasons or something.
It was good.
I was into it, but
it was solid.
I fell off. I have so much ADD when it comes to like staying on a series,
Yeah.
you know, and then like sometimes I'll go to a different house and like my HBO is not working or my Netflix, I forget the password, but my Amazon's in there, so then I'll just end up going to somewhere that, you know what I mean? It's almost too much to handle.
Your living situation's a House of Cards.
It's a house of cards.
Yeah.
Got no jokers in there. That could just all the time slap it. 30-second ad cost $850,000.
Wow.
1992, 93. That's expensive.
That's a lot of dough.
I wonder what it is now.
Yeah, what is it? What is that 30
Jack,
second
how
ad
much
go
is
for?
a 30-second Super Bowl ad now?
Last year it was 6.5 to 7 million.
That's a lot of money.
$7 million.
That's a lot of money to spend on an ad.
$7 million. You remember in Twins when
It's Austin Powers.
when Danny DeVito was negotiating with the guy that had the engine in the back of the car in Twins, and he was like, he used to boost cars, and then he thought he was getting like $8,000. He's like, no, I can't go 8. I want 15. And the guy goes, if you don't want $8 million, and he goes, I don't know. That's where my mind went.
Shout out Danny DeVito.
Love DeVito.
DeVito's one of the best. Insane career.
Insane career.
Insane. Famous. Back from, like, remember One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? That's Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
He's in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
He was
For,
the
like,
penguin in Batman Returns.
Great. That's a penguin. You see Colin Farrell. He's just playing an Italian guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the penguin. Oh. I'm like, are you? Or are you just an Italian?
No, yeah, it's...
Danny DeVito was a penguin. That guy was eating fish.
And I mean,
fish heads.
he
Like
kind
a
of,
real penguin.
yeah.
Kyler would argue Sidney Crosby is the best penguin.
You always have to go there, Kyler.
Always.
You always
going
have
there.
to bring Crosby into the mix.
Oh,
He is a damn good penguin. We
He's-
can't.
He's a good penguin. Things we remember. Buffalo and poor Jim Kelly
Poor Jim Kelly.
are going into their
Great quarterback, too.
great quarterback.
Yeah.
They're going into their third consecutive loss of the Super Bowl. Turns into 4 the next year after playing the Cowboys again, second consecutive year, and that's when the Cowboys went back to back on them.
Mm-hmm.
We also remember Jimmy Johnson after the game. How about them Cowboys?
Classic. Hate to say it, but it's classic.
It's classic. It's classic. Over, yeah. And we also remember they won against the Niners.
Things we may have forgotten. This was the last time a Super Bowl was hosted in a non-NFL stadium.
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
it is. It is. I mean, I remember the Niners played over at Stanford. They won a Super Bowl at Stanford. I think it was either 81 or
So weird.
But those were because they held bigger crowds than the NFL stadiums. And now, because of the contracts of getting these stadiums, and most of the time that you have taxpayers paying for this because the NFL promises that they'll bring the Super Bowl event to the city, therefore helping the economic stimulus of the whole entire city. So that now it's like negotiated in that it has to go into these stadiums because that's how it helps pay them off, I think.
Interesting. Jack, do we have a note?
Yeah, Garth Brooks actually scheduled to sing the national anthem accompanied by Marley Matlin, who was going to sign the anthem for deaf fans. And Brooks came very close to not performing his anthem, nearly left the stadium in a dispute with NBC and the NFL because they were refusing to run the video for his song, We Shall Be Free, which was protesting a lot of the racial unrest in the country and the Rodney King riots. In the crowd, John Bon Jovi. The NFL was prepared to turn to Bon Jovi to sing it if Garth left the stadium, but they showed the video, coaxed him back in, and Garth got up there and belted it out. Just a little side note.
Garth. Fight the power.
Jeez, look at old John Bon.
Bon
I
Jovi.
like Bon Jovi.
Yeah, he's a good
He's a
time.
friend.
Is
He's
he?
yeah, he's a friend. John Bon Jovi's pretty cool.
That's a hell of a name drop right there.
Well, he's friends with Mr. Kraft, and so he was always in our locker rooms.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And so we developed a little. He's a really good guy.
I forget how many people Julian knows right sometimes because I'm like, oh yeah, I like Bon Jovi. He goes, yes, he's a friend. I
wasn't trying, but I just want to give him.
No, I mean,
he's going to listen to this.
You've met,
I can't just like run over his name if he listens to our podcast.
Yeah,
and
no,
I don't
you've
say,
met cool people.
Yes, we've had rosé at his house in Hamptons. Okay, I got a little, and he's got a rosé company coming out.
How's his Hamptons place?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Damn, good stuff. Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
He's very into. Like,
did you spend the night there?
no, I didn't spend the night.
Did he ask? Did he say you could if you wanted to?
I didn't want to ruin my welcome.
Fair enough.
So I didn't want to put that on his plate.
But he busted out some nice rosé.
Yeah, he's got his son has a rosé company. We're gonna have to figure it out what it is. We'll give him a little shout out. But yeah, it was delicious rosé, and it was a beautiful summer night.
Yeah,
It was a beautiful summer night. John Bon Jovi listening some good tunes, drinking some rosé, talking about recovery. He's big into his body.
Really?
Yeah, very big into his body. So he's always talking, about like how did you recover when you got older in age, and we've developed a little relationship over that.
I love it, John. If you're listening, thank you.
He's got some good stories about the Giants. We should get him on somehow.
Let's get Bon Jovi on.
He's got some really good stories about the Giants that he told me. He was like their good luck charm for a while in the 80s.
No shit.
Yeah, he was always on the sideline and shit. He was hanging out with like Belichick back when Belichick was an assistant coach.
Let's get him on, man.
You got to get him on.
OJ did the coin toss for this game. This was right before his.
It's literally very, very close, huh?
Yeah.
This is 93. It happened in 94.
Yeah.
Boy,
Maybe he was doing his own little coin toss. Maybe he was like, heads, I forgive her. Tails, I don't.
Two-Face.
Two-Face, dude. OJ, he's a Two-Face. He can be very pleasant on TV. He could also be a murderer.
Did you see him recently, like in Vegas with some chicks? Like
No, what'd he do?
It was weird, wasn't it? You guys see that?
Yeah, OJ's all over the place out there.
He's in Vegas?
Yeah, he's in Vegas, just hanging.
It's crazy that he got off the murder charge, but then he went away for stealing memorabilia. That's one of the all-time...
His memorabilia.
Yeah, his own shit. That's one of the all-time weird spins.
Yeah, what goes around comes around, I guess. Not really, because he's out now.
It's literally if it's like if Weinstein went down for tax evasion. You'd be like, all right.
That's how they got Capone.
Yeah.
That's how they got Capone.
Yeah. And he also, didn't Capone die of like syphilis or something?
He did die of syphilis.
Weird.
And he did some.
Is that a gangster way to go out or no?
Mm.
That's a good point.
Did he get in prison? How do you? Ooh, that's tough. Alcatraz, he did. You ever been to Alcatraz?
Never.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, let's get to the gaming corner presented by WynnBET. What's the prop bet going to be?
I don't know. What are you thinking? I'm thinking. I mean, saying America's team as much as possible. Like, can we hit America's team 7 times?
I think we could do it.
Is that too high? Is 7 crazy?
Or you could do how many times? How about them Cowboys?
That's like a 4 for me.
Yeah. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Isn't that how?
For those of you new to the pod, we do this every week. This is a prop bet. We throw it into the interview. We try to make it a little fun. How about the National Football League? How many times will Michael say that?
At least 3.
All right. So we got 3 that we can.
No, so 2.5 should be the spread.
Let's do.
We got to do the America's team.
Let's do America's team.
This is America's team, right?
For the 90s, no question.
70s.
And 70s.
All right. Let's go hear from old Mike. But before then, let's take a quick break.
Ready to win money and boost your odds? WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New York, Jersey, Tennessee, and Virginia.
WynnBET is bringing the excitement of the Wynn Las Vegas to online sports betting and casino play. Exclusive rewards right at your fingertips. Get on all your favorite teams, players, and sports from the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, golf, MMA, WNBA, college football, and more.
Sign up today and use promo code XGWN, and after placing your first $100 wager, you will receive $100 to bet with. Another $10 casino bonus for those in New Jersey and Michigan, because those are difficult places to live. Again, your promo code is XGWN.
Terms and conditions at www.wynnbet.com. Must be 21 or older to participate. And now, here on Games with Names, presented by WynnBET, we are joined by my favorite teammate of my new team, even though you love all your teammates equally. 3-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time second All-Pro, NFL 1990s All-Decade team. Of course, my teammate on Inside the NFL, which streams on Paramount Plus, of course. They call him the Playmaker, and he's the current Jumbotron star over at Jerry World himself. We got Michael Irvin. Holy moly. Mike, I got a question.
What's up, man?
Do you have your workout gloves on right now as we speak?
Hey, I have my workout gloves on right
Mike,
now.
You can't be putting your workout gloves on and having them in here to let everyone that's watching this know that you're still saying.
Can we see them?
Hey, wait, I just took them off. Hold on, Jude. You ain't got to see these gloves on me to know that I'm putting in that work. You see these guns on me.
I did. I honestly, I noticed your arms. I did notice them.
And that's right there. That's all. Let the results speak for themselves. That's all I'm saying, Jude.
Well, Are we? I just want to let you know. Like, are we lotioned up and do we have all the chapstick and everything? Because I've never seen anyone. I've never seen anyone lotion up as much as Mike. I got to tell a quick story before anything.
You haven't seen me on the.
I got to tell you a quick story. I got to say this quick story. Okay, my guy comes in fresh off plane. We're in a production meeting, 10:30. Mike comes in with no shoes or socks on. He pulls out some lotion, and he's lotioning his feet, which is it's great. Ankles, feet, hands, everything. But the uncool thing about it was right after my guy comes and starts touching my face, hugging me up with lotioned feet. I'm not a feet guy. I'm not a feet guy. Oh, and Mike is over here, and he's putting them in between his toes and shit. So, you know, like those are like the dirt. And then he's rubbing me on my face saying, Jules, I love you. And I'm like, oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. So I'm just making sure. Are we lotioned up?
Yeah, I'm lotioned up. But dude, let me tell you, that was so funny, too. I remember the first time I heard you say, and I was like, yeah, I did, dude. I never even thought about it. I was just, you know what I'm saying? And I'm dark and I get real assy, you know what I'm saying? But so I got to get between the toes and all of that when I do lotion up. But I didn't think about it. I do climb all over a dude right after that, though. And I didn't think about it. That was so funny, man. Oh, that's so me, though. That's so me.
It was funny until I got a whiff of it. And it was all up in my face. Hey!
And my feet are cool, man. My feet are good. They're great. I keep them pedicured. I stay manicured and pedicured. I'm one of those, you know, one of those guys that make sure I keep it all right. The Manscaped guy, that's what they call it, right?
Manscaped. Yeah, we got to get you an endorsement with them. We got to get you a little endorsement with them.
Well, I appreciate that. If you get me some more money coming in, I can take that. I ain't going to never say no to that.
Clearly,
how you guys doing over there?
We're doing good, man.
We're good, man. I mean, we're pumped to have you on. You know, we're both, you know, children of the 90s. So you were an inspiration. We knew you partied in the 90s and you still got results on the field. And as a 90s kid, I was kind of like, oh, if I party, I can be a pro athlete. I didn't know you also had to have talent and work ethic. But you inspired so many kids because those stories were just out there, you know?
I know. It's so amazing too. Because I think, hey, did I set something off wrong? Because the reality is, during the season, it was different. At least the partying. I ain't saying stop. I'm just saying I had to measure it, doing a little bit more during the season. Off season, you had a little more fun. But you know what I mean? I didn't mean to send that mixed message that you can stay out all night and show up and work hard and still win. That's not necessarily the reality, even though I did do it.
Not everyone's Mike. Not everyone's Mike. Right. Not everyone's a playmaker.
Jerry Jones used to say, Jerry, this one time we came in late. We were out all night, as a matter of fact. Me and I won't name the guy. We were out all night because it was Thursday night. We used to go out Thursday night because Friday is a light day. Then, you know, you go to hotel Saturday and you play Sunday. So we're out all Thursday night hanging out with them and booming. And we walk in for the 9 o'clock meeting at 9:30. I mean, Jimmy was hot. He turned to me and said, I start pointing at you, you're the leader. He turned to the other dude and said, get your shit and get out. And he cut him on the spot. You know. And then that day we had to have a team meeting. And that's Kmart. Calvin Martin used to sit in the room and say, listen, man. Y'all can't, that's how he talk. Y'all can't get ready with Michael. Listen, Mike ain't going nowhere. Michael went out all night and went all day. Y'all can't do that. Y'all ain't clear. Y'all gonna be out of here. You know, so we had to have a whole team meeting. And then they really got me a security team. Nobody else went out with me but my security team that they paid for just to make sure that I was where I needed to be.
That's when you know you're a legend, is when the rules get adjusted to you. Say, all right, he's not going to be here, so...
You can't say that. Jimmy will never say he adjusted the rules to me. He just said, he'll say that, you know, I made sure that certain people we can let go and there's certain people you work with a little bit better. But he'll never say he adjusted the rules.
Nah, yeah, definitely not. But, you know, maybe gray area the rule for some people. Gray area.
Yeah, Jim is a lot like Bill in that sense, Jules. You know what I mean? He's going to have his foot on everybody. He's going to be the leader. But I don't know if Bill's this way. But Jimmy will creep behind the back and make sure he learns the personality of that player. He did that for Charles Hayes. And Charles told me, he said, Charles, I just don't like to be called out. You know, I was called out when I was a kid. I don't like to be called out. You can pull me aside and get on me as hard as you want, you know, and they worked around that. But, you know, he was one of those psychologist majors that wanted to mess with your mind. And he was brilliant about it.
And that's what great leaders do. They find what makes their guys perform at the best level that they can perform. And, you know, with Mike, it just so happened that he has to go out on Thursdays until 9 o'clock. And with Charles Haley, you can't yell at him. All right. That's called great leadership.
That's what that is.
That is. I love that these young guys. I love that these young guys can't keep up with you on the field, but then also you take them out partying and they can't keep up with you partying. Like you're showing, they get cut.
There's only one playmaker.
There's only one playmaker.
There's only one playmaker.
You're a legend on both ends here.
Well, and that was that guy. This guy can't. Well, this guy's a whole different thing. It takes 3 eggs now to recover from anything. You know what I mean? Not saying I don't try to give it a whirl every now and then just to see what kind of man I still am, but I'm certainly not the man I used to be.
Well, we're here to talk about Super Bowl XXVII.
Oh,
the start of America's team becoming America's team once again. They fell off in the 80s. In the 70s, they took 3 down. And then in the 90s, I had to see them all the time beating up on my fucking Niners every year in the playoffs, having these epic battles. Now, Jimmy Johnson said once you guys played the 49ers, and if you get past them, it was cake. Is that true?
Yeah, we looked at it that way. That was in Super Bowl XXVII, we were not even supposed to get past the 49ers. That was this team's probably a year away team, you know. But the mentality we had going into that game, dude, oh my God, dude, let me tell y'all, man, it was insane. Because I knew we would win that game. I knew it because it was like everybody was saying, I'm literally ready to die to win this game. Literally, whatever it takes, we're going to win this game. We were really, literally ready to die to win that game. And I remember taking a hit on a skinny post, on an 8-route skinny post, hit me. They helicoptered me. They hit me so hard. Ball right here. Boom, I hit the ground. And, you know, everybody thought I was hurt. Emmett came over. He said, you good? I said, I'm good. I'm good. He said, get up. Let me get this touchdown. Thanks for dropping it on the 1. You know, and he went. We had that mentality, man. And no matter what, people always say, well, that's the greatest. It was the first. There's no way you can top the first. We always want to try to say, well, the second one was just as good. Tell lies. Stop it. There's no way you can top the first. And the first for me was the best.
Yeah, but that's it's. I think mine all.
You can top it if you get the MVP in a later one, like you did, Drew. Now, you can,
Mike, you could have gotten the MVP here, though.
I should have got it on Super Bowl 30. If I would have gotten it at 30, then that would have been my best. I was this close. If they wouldn't have got me on that pass interference, I would have gotten Super Bowl 30 MVP.
You say that, but then also the second one that, you know, we won in New England, we just so happened to have the biggest comeback in the history of the game,
right? In
that game. So, like, it's like, you know, I don't know.
But,
tomato.
For you, if you're topping it with those things, see, number one, the first one's going to be the best, unless specifically I'm topping the other ones with something. So the second one, if I get MVP, that was my greatest MVP. Or I make it the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, then that's my MVP. That'll be the one. That first one for us, we scored 52 points. I think this record was 59. You know, we would have gotten that if Don Beebe the ball from Leon Lett. You know what I'm saying? He didn't script that.
He was trying to do the Michael Irvin. He was trying to do the Michael Irvin.
Yeah, you mentioned
you taught him that.
You mentioned Leon. We saw Leon do some hilarious things. I mean, that was amazing. Yeah. He does the Michael Irvin. He loses it at the 1 yard line. I mean, we see Leon do amazing stuff. What's some stuff that we didn't see Leon do that's hilarious?
Well, let me tell you something. Big Cat is, and we call him Big Cat, he's the biggest dude in the world and the most gentle dude in the world. And let me tell you what you know. We used to have, media day. You guys know media day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, we're at breakfast on media day. We're just at breakfast. Big cat sweating pools of sweat. Sweating pools. You all right, dude? You all right, man? Yeah, man, come on, man. What's up? He's so afraid to go in front of these cameras. I mean, he's just sweating. He's sweating. He had to give him free. But we're over there fanning him and everything. He's so afraid to talk in front of the cameras that it makes him break out and pores and sweat, man. But he's the greatest dude you ever want to know, man. The greatest teammate, the greatest dude in the world. He just doesn't want to be in front of a camera.
Oh, that's definitely not true for my guy Mike. That's definitely not true. Because I remember, I was doing my first I had to illustrate or talk about a play on the big old screen, and I was doing it, and Mike looks at me. He's like, stop it right now. Julian, you need to look at the camera. Fuck me, fuck him, fuck the screen. You need to let the people see your face, because that's who's going to pay you. And I was from there on, I was over here, swear, we got here, we're over here.
And Jules bring up a good point, bud. Let me tell you something, man, because he'll tell you, this business is learn on the run. You learn on the run. You got to pick up these little things, man. You're like, wait a minute, I don't know. Nobody says anything to you. So I said, okay, I came in under that. When I see other dudes come in, I'm going to try to give them whatever I know. Whatever I have, I want to give it to them.
That's a bet.
And help them come in here. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you get better. I want to help you have what I call a good soft landing. These are soft landings for us. You played the game, and now you get to run your old days talking about the game. You made millions faking them out with your hip. Make a few million talking about it with your lips. Soft landing, just soft landing is what I called it. And that's what it is. So I was telling Jules, when you're doing these illustrations, now I want you to talk to us, but talk to them. I once had Deion Sanders when I was doing Best Damn Sports Show. I brought Deion Sanders on, my best friend. I love Deion to this day. Deion Sanders is my best friend. So I bring him on. So I want to introduce you. And I had Chris Rose, John Sally, Tom Arnold sitting with me. Deion, I said, this is my best friend right here. I want to introduce you to my new friend on the set here. And then Deion was like, you getting ready? I said, don't shake their hand. I'm talking about camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3. He was getting ready to shake the guy's hand. I'm like, these cameras are my best friend. And that's what I'm saying too. You go to these cameras. You go to these cameras as much as you can, because the people out there are who you really communicating with.
I got to ask you real quick about Buffalo, because this is their third straight year in the Super Bowl. These fans are hardcore. They talk about football. I mean, like, look, I've been to Buffalo many times, as have, I'm sure, both of you guys. They talk about the Buffalo wing. They invented it. I feel like if they won a Super Bowl, they'd shut up about the wing for a second. Do you feel bad for this fan base taking one from them? I know you want to win. You took two. That's right. 2 straight.
Next year, 2.
Yeah, 2 straight.
Right. And I wish they would have won the first one they had when they had the Giants. It was the first one the Giants, or the Redskins, are the Washington Commanders now. Because they lost all 4 of those to NFC East teams. All 4 Super Bowls, the NFC East teams, we were the last 2 of the loss. But remember that one in Tampa? Scott Norwood missed a field goal.
Wide right.
That was there. I felt bad for him, but y'all missed y'all. These last 2 definitely ain't going to be y'all. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. Or I wish you could get back, but I can't help you right now. That was it. I thought that one was the best one, the best chance they had.
All right. So they come out first quarter. They stop you. Tasker comes out of nowhere, blocks a punt. Like,
right.
They start scoring. Does that kind of put on we're going to blow these guys up. Yeah, we beat the Niners. We're the Super Bowl champions. But after they go and they block this punt, is that when, like, hey, all right, we got to get a little panic in here? What are we doing?
Right. No, let me tell you what happened. With all of that. Because you remember the run-up. The run-up to the Super Bowl. They're asking you all these questions. And it's always about experience. I don't care about it. It's Super Bowl. The Buffalo's been here twice. it's their third time, it's your first time. I said, a 20-yard in, which I am damn good at running. 20 yards in, a 17 out. You can't stop it. A 20-yard in is a 20-yard in. I don't care if I'm running a Super Bowl or my front yard. Anyway, it's the same thing. It ain't going to change. I don't need the experience. I said, same. I get in that game. Oh, my God. We all get in that game. And when you walk out and those people were everywhere, my knees, our knees buckled, and we looked at each other and said, oh, my God, man, this is different. And we started hyperventilating. So early on in that game, we were exhausted we were like, we had to catch our breaths. We got to calm down, and let's start playing football. And it's so funny because Jimmy said that in the locker room. Jimmy said, listen, we're going to go on this field. We're going to be rough early on, but right about in halftime, they're going to start turning the ball over because they made so many turnovers during that year. They were fake the team, but they were loose with the ball. Thurman Thomas was loose with the ball. And he said, we'll start getting those turnovers, and then we'll pour it on. And I mean, it happened just like that. We had a tough start because we were hyperventilating, and we underestimated walking in that Super Bowl atmosphere, what that would be like. But then once we got it rolling, like Jimmy said, we poured it on.
Yeah, Mike, we talk about the big three, you, Troy, and Emmett all the time. You guys had a defense with 0 Pro Bowlers that it felt like I was watching the fucking Oprah show. You get a pick. You get a pick. You get a turnover. You get a turnover. Turnover. You guys had 9 turnovers in the fucking Super Bowl? Like, we got to put some shine on the defense. I know you guys are like the most dynamic.
Right. But you're right, though. You're right, man. And it's what amazed me. Because even when Coach talked about it and those things started happening, we were all there just like, oh, wow. You know, to this day, I mean, we scored, bam, quick turnover, get the ball back, bam, I score again. I'm so happy. A lot of my records go down. Cooper Kupp broke my most 100-yard games in a season record. You know, most 90-yard games in a season in a row record. All these records are going down. One record I know will never go anywhere, that Super Bowl record. I scored 2 offensive touchdowns in 18 seconds. Because we scored, boom, got a fumble, boom, I got the next score right back. You'll never break that record.
And you talked about that bang 8 or that skinny post where you got hit, right? And then you go out and you run the same thing, you turn his ass around and you score a touchdown, and then you have this is like the most patent playmaker touchdown was his second touchdown where he does the jump up, keeps his feet next to the sideline, dives in, gives a forearm, get off my dick. Like that's what I think of. That's what I think of.
You know what happened on that play? Let me tell you something, right? Because I was, he's outside. He says, I can get the bang in. We score on the bang in. He moves inside. And I said, we come back out. I said, let's do the post. Let's go back to the post. Let's do 7. Let's do the post 7. Let's go. He's already running. I ran, boom. I broke out too early. Oh, my God, I broke out too early. You know, so I saw Troy throw the ball. If I see Troy throw the ball, he's cutting on the ball already.
Yep.
I saw him. I said, oh, snap. I'm early. I should have taken another 2 steps, then break out. So now I'm worried about the pick 6.
So you put yourself in between the ball and him.
So I tried to kick his ass. That's why my leg was up. I was trying to kick him right in his head. Get your ass for that ball, you know. And when I was trying to kick him, I kind of missed him. The ball hit me, and he spit me around, and I happened to land on my leg, on my feet to get a touchdown. I said, "What a great play!" I said, "Listen, man, I had to mess that play up big time. That could have easily turned the game right there with a pick 6."
So, rumor has it at halftime that you snuck out and watched Michael Jackson perform. Is that true?
Absolutely. I don't hear no rumors, but absolutely. Michael Jackson. I came from the ghettos of Fort Lauderdale. The ghettos. I'm the 15th or 17 kids. Never in my life have I had any opportunity to see such a performer, such a gifted talent in person. like Michael Jackson. So absolutely. And you know, those extended halftimes, you know, so when we come into halftime, we get together as a team. Everybody goes over everything as a team. Then you break out, right? You break out after you go over the information for the team, what we want to see, what we look. Then you break out to your individual groups. You break out to wide receiver group, tight end, cornerbacks, quarterbacks, you know, DBs. Everybody break out in the group and start going over the things they need to do. So when we broke off in the groups, I told Coach Jackson, "Coach, I gotta go to the bathroom. You know, I went to the bathroom. Yeah, I went to the bathroom. I went in there, man. I went, snuck right on around, went outside, watched Michael Jackson. I saw when he came out and stood there for a moment. Everybody just went crazy. It was insane. It was insane. And then when I went back, Coach said, "Mike, what took so long?" Coach, that's Coach Jackson. I thought I had to do a one, but I really had to do a two. You know what I'm saying? But I really did a three and snuck all the way out. Right? I really enjoyed it, man. And
also, Michael, why are you humming "The Man in the Mirror"?
Oh, is he over there humming the music? That's why when I got back. You said when I got back. That's what you said. I was just seeing that concert, man. It was insane, man. It was the most beautiful thing. You Juice, you never did that? You know, with all the Super Bowls you played in, you never snuck to see that?
You think Bill Belichick would? You think if Bill Belichick heard I was out there watching fucking Katy Perry, what do you think Bill Belichick would do to me when we're down 28 points in one of them? We're fucking. We just get scored on the second one.
Who were all your bands? Do you remember? Who
I don't even remember. We had Katy Perry. Who do we have, Jack? Jack, who do we have on our Super Bowls?
I don't even remember what you asked. Good one. I don't remember. Who did I have? I just remember the Michael Jackson.
We had Maroon 5.
Yeah, you can't risk it all for Adam Levine. That would be a weird one.
Yeah, it'd be a little tough.
Well, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, I get.
I get it. Hey, the same thing happened though. See, this is the Jimmy Johnson theory or law that I've heard him say. Just like Mike said, he cut someone who's not Michael Irvin. Now, this last Super Bowl, McPherson. Remember McPherson, the kicker? He went out and snuck out and watched the halftime show, and then they lost. See, that's the difference. There's playmaker, and if the kicker goes out, like this story, it doesn't matter. He scored 2 touchdowns, and they're blowing them out. When you have a kicker in close game, what are your thoughts on that, Mike?
Yeah, that's well. What you do now, and it's the same thing when I remember Emmett calling me after T.O. ran to the star. Remember T.O. So I said, dude, listen, you still had the second half to fix the problem. If you still had the second half to fix the problem, but it's the kicker. You know, if it was some real player that really go and affect the game, you know what I'm saying? So just go fix the problem. You got caught sneaking out. Go win the game. Go fix the problem. You still got a second half to do it. And you know what I'm saying? But the kicker, yeah, that's just different. He got no way to make up for it. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't go win the game unless we put him in position to win.
Was that Teague who lit up T.O. at the star?
Yes. Yeah.
That was pretty
cool. And I'll tell you, they called me afterwards. Like, man, you see that? Man, what this? Man, get out. Get out the phone. Get out the phone. Don't tell me. Dude, you whoop that dude butt. You whoop his team butt. But y'all let them finish y'all off in the second half. Now he looks like a star, and you guys look like a fool. Don't call me with this, man. Win the game, and that's all you can do.
See? That's no one remembers if you lose. No one will remember it if you lose. If you win, I would always hate if I had like a big stat game and then you'd lose the game. You're like, fuck, I hope we win this game at the end because it doesn't mean shit if you lose.
Right. You go 200 yards and lose, and everybody's talking about the game you lose. And you sitting there saying, man, I went for 200, man. I went for 200 and nobody, yeah. It's all about winning. That's just what this is. And I like it that way. I like it that way.
You've been quoted as saying that this was the best you've ever seen any quarterback throw the way Troy Aikman threw in this Super Bowl. Is that true? Can you confirm that?
Super Bowl 27. I have never seen, let me say, Jules, that Wednesday practice we had a perfect practice. A perfect practice where UCLA, and I'll never forget it. It was a perfect practice. I don't remember a ball touching the ground. Everything was a perfect throw. We were crisp. I knew. I said, we don't care. We don't care. I said, we don't care. I swear, I knew it wins. I said, we are going to kill these dudes. And we did. We just looked like that once we settled down. But that practice, I thought it's because Troy's at UCLA. You know what I'm saying? It was
That's
UCLA.
his home. That's home.
That's his spot. That's his spot. Let me give you this incidentally. Troy, Troy won MVP at the Super Bowl in LA, where he played college ball. It won MVP at the Super Bowl in Atlanta. I told him we were not going to Pensacola. The closest we can get is to Atlanta. That's your Super Bowl right there. That's your home Super Bowl. He won MVP. That next Super Bowl was in Miami. 94 was in Miami. It was against, it should have been against the Chargers, who I think Jerry got MVP. That was my MVP. And then the fourth year, we go to Arizona. I still could have won. And I got a pass interference call on the touchdown by Cornell Lake. I don't know how the rep saw that snatch down because I ran a special 8, corner post on that special 8.
Dino.
And he sat inside. And he knew it was coming. And I had to snatch his butt down and catch that touchdown. And the ref called it. I went inside. I argued him all the way. And then when I got inside, like, that was like that. I said, hey, man, how did you see that? He said, you did grab him, right? I said, hell yeah, I grabbed him. I said, how did you see it, though? How did you see it? That was the whole thing. It was that pass interference. And, oh, yeah. And I met Miss Arizona earlier that week and kind of broke a rule. That's what that was.
Miss Arizona that week and broke the rule. And that's why you didn't get the MVP, Mike.
Because after Thursday night, get the league strengthened up. And I went a little deep into the week, because
well, it sounds like it was worth it.
Well, I'd rather have, at the time, it seemed to be worth it. Right, I look back, I'd rather have my MVP. You know what I'm saying? MVP. I could have put it back here with the other stuff. I wish I would have.
Yeah, but you got that one up here, and that's more important, right? At what point you blew them out? You blew them out 52-17 in Buffalo. At what point are you planning the post-game festivities? Third quarter, fourth quarter?
Yeah. Well. When you get the blowout going, and like you was talking about, that thing just kept coming. And we started seeing turnovers. Yeah, we started in that fourth quarter. It was on and popping. I'm talking about what we're about to do. Now, get this now. That was a bunch of us. That was our first time, and we were in L.A. Dude, we were out of here in L.A. We were crashing parties, man. Because we went in. See, Jimmy would take us in. Jimmy said, we're going in Sunday. We're going to go in Sunday, that Sunday before. So we're going to have Sunday night, Monday night, Sunday night and Monday night off. Do what you want. Do whatever you want to do. We're going to do media day Tuesday, start practice Wednesday. So he would always bring everybody, he would tell everybody, no wife, no significant girlfriend until Wednesday or Thursday. He don't want anybody to come in. He wants you guys to go out and do the man thing. And yeah, we would go out and do the man thing. We crashed parties in L.A. They were doing a LaFace record party, something. Man, we were so rambunctious up in that party. They were on the microphone saying, you guys please keep it down in the back. We are the party. We're here for the Super Bowl. We were so stupid, dog. It was the most fun Super Bowl.
Any celebrities in LA? I mean, that's like the celebrity capital. Anyone you remember partying with you guys either before or after the Super Bowl?
You guys remember also what also happened now? Yeah, we had a lot of remember. Was it Magic Johnson? Remember his bodyguards got into it with one linebacker. What's the linebacker guy's name? Not Bennett. The other great linebacker got into it with one and beat him up pretty good. No. One of the Buffalo Bills linebacker. I forgot his name. I got his name on the tip of my tongue.
Daryl Talley?
Talley. Yeah, Talley. With Talley. Yeah. You guys, yeah. So yeah, we saw many stars. And dude, I don't know, I better not tell those stories about how Talley had to roll him on the airplane. I'm not going to tell that story about how they had to roll him on the airplane the next day because they were so drunk. And we were going to the Pro Bowl. So we all had to get on the plane to go to Hawaii together. And we were waiting on they were rolling them on the wheelchair and trying to put them in the chair. I was like, dude, them dudes in Buffalo, well, they could drink. I got to give it to them. They could drink.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Now, you won a natty in college?
Yes. Yeah.
With Jimmy?
Of course I did. Yeah, with Jimmy.
And then you won a Super Bowl with Jimmy?
Went two Super Bowls with me.
Two. What was he different from pro when he was in the pros and when he was in college, or was he kind of the same with you because you knew him?
Well, Jimmy was always the same. It's just he used different motivational tactics. Motivational tactics. In college, when we had bad practices, Jimmy would bring everybody up, man. It's like, you got to imagine that. Because remember, you hear the 30 for 30 story about Miami. You hear about how Coach Howard Stellerberger went in all the inner cities, the ghettos, and got all of us to bring us to Miami, And then and when I got there, Howard Stellerberger recruited me, but then Howard left and went to USFL, and Jimmy came in. So Howard and come in to ghettos and all, they got everybody, and then Jimmy came in. He was a smart man. Jimmy knew how big it was for those guys, for all the guys like me, the Brett Pyramids, Melvin Bragg, the Lovell Highsmith, all the guys come out of the ghetto, and we got 4-year scholarship, and we were in college. So when we have practices, Jimmy would bring up, I know y'all think y'all got a 4-year scholarship, but y'all better read the fine print. Those scholarships are 1-year renewable. And if I'm going to get y'all butts out and get some better price, I'm going to be sending everybody home. Home for us. Or the ghetto. Ain't nobody going home. What are you talking about? Man, I'm talking about you would see some of the greatest plays made on a football field with the talent we had and that fear in our head. I mean, it was snatching passes. Now you come to the league, Jimmy would use a different tact. Jimmy would say, I heard him say, well, I will cut you and make sure you never play again in this league, basically saying the same thing and scaring you. He used that real fear, and he was serious. He used that real fear to bring the best up out of you. And I like a coach that keeps you on edge. That's what Belichick does. He keeps you on edge. So you make sure you come in here and give us what you got.
What about Jerry Jones? What's something we don't know about Jerry? What's something like how Jerry's getting a bad rap right now?
Yeah.
How do we clear the air for him?
I love Jerry, man. Jerry's a great dude, man. He really is, and a loyal dude. And Jerry worked his way up. Surely Dad gave him an opportunity, but look at what he's done with the opportunity. You guys always said that I measure man at distance travel. Don't tell me about where you are. Tell me about where you started. Let me see where you are, and I shall measure you accordingly. Jerry certainly has some opportunities, but what he's done with them and what he's built. When he first bought the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, Jerry would come in, he talked about the Dallas Cowboys, and he talked about like it was the biggest and the greatest thing God has given this earth. And that's really what he's gone out and sold, that the NFL is the biggest and the greatest thing God has given this earth. That's how they just got another $130 billion from everybody. I don't know how much money they get now for these TV deals and all of that. You understand the money they are making? You see what I mean? And Jerry is a big part of that, man. He's a great businessman, and he worked his way up, and he always looking for somebody and some guy to help. And for me, what I love him for, every one of my negotiations and everything, when I first came out of Miami, I seen Jerry said, I want you sitting in on everything. I want you learning about all of this so you don't become the story like all of these other guys in the end that don't have anything. He says, I want to make sure that I'm not just talking to people that work for you or represent you, but you are in those meetings. And I appreciate them for that. Wow.
You could say a lot of things about Jerry Jones, but the one thing is that my guy loves his Cowboys. Yeah. He really believes what you just said. Like they are the biggest. Yeah. And then that's a cool thing if you're that passionate about what you're doing and what you love. Like he loves the Cowboys. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little too much it's a little too much when he's over here dipping his.
For 140. We bought him for 140. It was 6, 7, 8 billion now.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a runway. You know what I'm saying when I'm talking about measurement distance travel? You know, that's a hell of a runway right there, man.
I mean, he brought America's team back to America's team.
And sure, we could say, you know, who is America's team truly? Is it the Cowboys? Is it the Patriots? Is it the Giants? We'll never know. But in the 90s...
Hey, listen, you good, though. You good. I'm cool. Man, I'm cool. I'm cool with you throwing the Patriots in. I'm cool with you saying the Cowboys are the Patriots. I'm going to let that ride. But you cannot drop them damn Giants in there. You cannot
Michael,
drop them Giants.
Who beat the Patriots? If the Patriots are America's team, they lost twice to the Giants. They got to be in the conversation.
The only reason it's a viable option for the Patriots that basically defended off the redcoats of Britain, that made the militias, that America was made in Massachusetts, like red, white, and blue. Like
Giants colors as well, by the way.
I don't know.
Right. You know, I knew red, white, and blue. I never thought about the Giants really wearing their colors. I thought about it as big blue, but not red, white, and blue. And certainly not America's team. But I hear people all the time saying, you know, that
we'll put a pin in this discussion. We'll come back.
Besides those 2 championships, Eli wouldn't get to be a Hall of Famer. Just those 2 games right there is what's going to make Eli a Hall of Famer. I think he's a Hall of Famer anyway.
I do too.
Agreed. I mean, finally some common ground here. But I mean, I do think in the 90s there was no question. You guys ran the 90s. You guys were so dominant. I mean, you're the reason so many people I grew up with are Cowboy fans because you guys kept winning. It was like cool to be a Cowboys fan.
I mean, they travel well. We were talking about it. I remember they came and played us in Foxborough, and they had a lot of fans there. They had a lot of fans, and you know, to wrap this thing up, you know, do you think you guys probably could have maybe got 2 or 3 more Super Bowls if you didn't change those awful fucking jerseys in 1995?
You know what, man? Listen.
I mean, you got to look good to play good, and you didn't look good with those. Those things are ugly.
That didn't slow down the run. I won't say stop the run, but it did slow. What slowed down the run is I lost my coach. Now, Jules, only because y'all have done what you have done after us, that I look at it sometimes. Well, even before then, we look at it like I go to dinner. Troy and I are sitting around, get something to eat. Not a time that we sit together that we don't say, man, we should have won 5. We should have won 4. We should have won 5. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we're always talking about what we should have done. I tell God, listen, I feel so sorry for every dude that walk off this field without one ring. I live with regret, and I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. And I'm always talking about I wanted 5 and 6. I can only imagine what they must be going through if they got 0. You see what I'm saying? It must be hell for them if they got 0. If I'm going through what I'm going through, and I have 3.
Yeah, I get it. You always think about, you know, the shitty things you didn't do, not the great things. Like in a game, you have a crazy amount of plays, great catches, but you think about that one that
one damn ball, and one ball that got away.
One ball that got away.
That one ball, I keep grabbing that vodka. Come up. Why couldn't I just catch that one? I should have got that one. Because I'm trying to sleep my misery on that one damn pass when I had 215 yards. And I'm still thinking about that one play. Man, you could have had 265. That would have been a 50-yarder right off the way. Like, it runs you crazy. It'll run you crazy.
I get it. And, you know, want to thank you for coming on our podcast talking about Super Bowl XXVII. I have my last question to let you go off. Did you hire a choreographer for the Jumbotron for this season's plans? Like, we got something new? Do you got to dance? Or is that why you're working out? Because you wear a really small T-shirt when you were on the Jumbotron, so you're working out with the workout gloves getting ready for the Jumbotron.
You know what that looks like, though? I usually do those. I usually shoot them in August, so I got a little time. And we have to go through the off season. And what I do is pick out the words and use the things that Coach McCarthy's been talking and saying to his team all day. And
Move on. Time management.
Right.
No interceptions.
I try to turn it into, and then I put it together in a masterpiece on that big screen. And this big screen is so big, and then my arms are big. I even look bigger on the big screen, and I make sure. When you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you got to wake up in the morning. You're going to watch me on TV somewhere. And then when you go to the game, you're going to watch me on that Jumbotron. I am definitely impressing my man, pressing myself right upon your brain. Bam! You can't see the Cowboy without seeing me.
And that's the truth. You can't see the Cowboys without seeing the playmaker back in the day, modern day on TV, or when you're at Jerryland and you're eating down a hot dog and you look up at that big old screen and you see a guy who's in shape wearing a size medium t-shirt saying great punchlines. You know you are watching Michael Irvin.
A legend on the field and great on TV too, man. Thank you so much for
let me
joining
tell you
us.
one thing too. Speaking of Jerry Jones, Jerry said that one time. We were negotiating. I'm in the negotiation room, and he and I was going at it. And I said, Jerry, he said, Michael, what if I wanted to make a decision and move things? If we can't work out these numbers, I can move you to Cincinnati, maybe for a car pick. I can go to car. I can go do that. I said, I bet I could turn Cincinnati into a championship, especially when I can turn Cincinnati. And he thought about it for a while. And he said, Michael, you know what? Listen. He said, when I see you, you know what I see? I think about Magic Johnson in the Los Angeles Lakers. What is Magic without the Lakers? And what are the Lakers without Magic? He said, when I see you, that's how I see you. He says, Michael Irvin and the Dallas Cowboys. He says, son, what I'm saying to you, if a bomb hit Valley Ranch right now today, that's where we practice that. That's why it would work. And he said, blew everything up, and everything is gone. When the smoke clears, you and me, we're going to still be here, baby. So we might as well work out these numbers right now because they ain't paying this kind of money at me, dog. That's the exact word. I was like, okay. I was like, well, where were you with that number again? And we worked it out. But he's a funny dude. I just appreciate it. But I held on to that. That, you know, me and the Cowboys, we belong together. That's the way that is. Jules, I believe you and the Patriots belong together. You're a hard worker that worked your way up. We're talking about America's scheme. You worked the highest draft and all of that stuff, man. That's called connectivity. That's why you're on TV. That's why you can still inspire people, man. Keep doing the things you guys are doing. I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you. You're the best. I'll see you soon. Where are you?
All right, man. No, I'm at home. No, I'm in Dallas. I'm at one of my homes in Dallas, you know. But I'll be heading to Florida and then heading out to New York to L.A.
Did I hear one of your homes in Dallas? One of your homes? Yep. He is the Dallas Cow.
I got many homes here and many homes in Florida. But I used to call, as I buy them, I call them summer homes. But some of my brothers and sisters always move in and don't ever leave. I'm telling you, they've been living in my houses for 35 years now. Since I got in the league in 1988, and they never pay rent. And they never leave. It's just what it is. That's why I keep buying new houses, but they keep moving in. So I'm gonna give them one.
It's a good problem to have, though.
It's a great problem to have.
You got 16 brothers and sisters. Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. It's an issue. That's why I always know how to work with teams because I've been working with a team all my life. So it all works out.
Ultimate team player, the ultimate playmaker. Love you, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, guys, man. Good luck, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
That was a good interview.
He was awesome. Great energy.
Always.
Yeah. Anytime
we had him on the show, he's just a fun, energetic dude.
He's one of your favorites, you said. Maybe your favorite, right?
One of them.
Yeah.
One of them. I mean, you have different relationships with each guys, you know.
Yeah.
But he's just fun.
He's great. He's a legend. It's awesome to talk to him.
What's the legacy for this game? It's actually a big game. There's a big legacy because this was the start.
Absolutely. I mean, what's the legacy to the first championship for any dynasty? You got to say it's pretty huge.
Yeah. this kick-started the decade.
And they said they knew they were going to win going in, and that type of confidence, it's like, that shows you how they were built, kind of.
Yeah, but I think the NFC they were pretty much dominating the AFC. Like I don't think they won a Super Bowl at this point since like 1984 with the Raiders. I believe is that right? I think that's right. But yeah, it's just crazy. And they were like the youngest football team. So like you automatically know if you're young and people were under contract, especially at this time where there really wasn't a salary cap, so they were just paying guys.
And you got the win.
And you're
set up.
You're set up for some years, which they went on and did. They back-to-back it. They went the next year, beat the Buffalo Bills again. That's terrible for the Bills.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, Buffalo. You're good people. It's a tough one to swallow.
It is a tough one.
I really do like their team right now. I in all honesty, I was rooting for the Bills to beat the Chiefs and go last year because I wanted to see the Buffalo Bills win a Super Bowl.
Me too.
As like a sports fan, as someone who appreciates how hard they go, I like Josh Allen and Diggs is awesome. They're a cool team.
They are, and honestly, I think it's their fan group. It's their fan base, Bills Mafia, and they played in my division.
Yeah,
I played them a lot, and usually you hate people in your division. I could say I hate the New York Jets, but I don't hate the Buffalo Bills.
It's hard, right?
It's hard. I always respected them. They're always good football teams, and I've had some great times in Buffalo.
I remember you told me one. I want to hear it.
Yeah, so I think it was 2009 or it could have been 2010. It was early in my career. It was late in the season. We clinched the AFC East with a win in Buffalo. It was a real cold, freezing game, windy game. And we got snowed into Buffalo. And there was a huge hockey tournament going on, so there was no hotels in Buffalo.
What level of hockey is it?
I think it was like juniors. It was like the Juniors World Cup.
Hilarious. So like, hey, there's nowhere for the New England Patriots to stay. There's a youth hockey team here, guys. Sorry.
No, I think it was a tournament. It got booked out like months in advance.
But who dropped the ball? It's because you got snowed in.
We got snowed in.
Yeah.
It's just logistics.
Yeah.
And so we go in and we bust to Rochester, New York.
Yeah. I like Rochester. I've been there.
It was my only time I've ever been there.
Yeah.
And the whole team's on cloud nine. We just clinched playoffs. And so we all decided to go to this place like Dinosaur Barbecue or something.
Oh, it's famous.
Yeah.
That's famous barbecue upstate. I know everyone's like the Midwest and the South we run, but I know you're in Kansas.
And good barbecue sauce.
You're in St. Louis. You're in Texas, Oklahoma, wherever. I know you're going to say we run barbecue. Dinosaur's pretty good though.
It was very delicious.
Yeah.
But we get there and Brady shows up and everyone's in there. We're all chugging beers.
Is Brady eating barbecue?
I think he was just there to be around the guys. I don't remember him eating a barbecue, but I do remember challenging him to a beer chugging contest.
You challenged Brady.
We've seen it on late night TV. He's a good chugger.
And you're a young guy in the team at this point.
I'm like 22, 23. Like, hey, Brady, I want you. He looks at me. He says, you want me? I said, yeah, I want you. He says, line them up. We line them up. We chug.
Yeah.
It was a very fast chug by both. And I guess I lost because of DQ.
DQ?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He said some of the beer was on my chest, which I could have sworn I saw some of the beer on his chest. But it was close. It was a snapshot finish. He ended up taking the win.
This sounds like he took a win on like a pass interference flag in the end zone.
It's what it kind of felt like.
Yeah.
It's what it kind of felt like. So if you're listening to this, Brady, I want you back. I want to run it back.
Can we run it back?
I want to run it back. I want a rematch.
I want in on it too. Can we do like a big? I want in on this.
We'll see.
I'd be honored to even take third place against you guys.
We'll do like a coconut drink or something. If it makes him come out here and do it. But
a coconut, that's the only way we'll get him back is a coconut water.
A coconut seltzer.
Coconuts. Ooh, that's a tough chug. Seltzer? Seltzer's tough to chug.
If you could chug, you can chug, bub.
Let's dance.
I didn't put my dancing shoes on not to.
So did you get any Brady's respect out of this, you think?
No.
He was like, fuck you. I just beat you in a chugging contest by an eyelash.
Yeah, and literally, I think I may have won, but he still won and got all the credit because he's Tom Brady and no one was going to go against him on the team. I was like some slapdick rookie.
But did you feel like this was like a good team bonding?
Oh, it was one of the funnest times.
You're getting drunk with Tom Brady in Rochester. It's like
with the whole team was
amazing.
there though. The whole team was there. Coaches were there.
Who else do you remember being fun as hell?
Logan Mankins.
Yeah,
he was just a big ass cattle rancher, just big old burly fucking man in his Carhartt jacket that he wore every single day. Like he was just so cool to be around.
Carhartt's quality.
It is,
and
he was wearing it before it became like this cool trendy brand now that like is resold. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's very quality. Yeah. He wore a Carhartt hat, Carhartt jacket, some Wrangler jeans, and a red T-shirt every single day.
Carhartt's a great name for a NASCAR driver. Doesn't that sound even more like not Earnhardt, Carhartt? That's a fucking car name. That's a dude who could fucking whip it around.
That's a guy that can definitely do some donuts with a stogie in his mouth.
Hell yeah.
Eyeing someone down.
Yeah, dude. Who else? Who else was there?
Matt Light. Rob Ninkovich.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone was there.
Anyone get ripped?
We all got ripped.
Yeah.
We all got a little toasty.
Brady was drunk?
I don't know if he did, but I think he'll sneak away. He'll come and hang out.
He Irish exits?
He Irish exits.
Damn.
Always. He is Irish, Brady. So it's right on cue. But
I will say the Irish exit's underrated.
It's the best.
It's great. What do you have to shake hands with 400 people on the way out at a bar? I love the Irish exit. No one's gonna hold it. If it's a good time, no one's holding you to that goodbye.
Well, half of them aren't gonna really remember that you left.
Exactly.
So you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that all happened in Rochester and Buffalo, and so Buffalo has a special spot in my heart. It's where I got beat by Tom Brady in a beer chugging contest, allegedly, and where I saw a dildo get thrown on the field multiple times.
Either way, you got fucked.
Either way, I got fucked.
Yeah. So where does this Dallas team rank as far as dynasties go to you? I mean, as someone who was part of a dynasty.
I mean, they're up there. They went back to back,
and they won 3.
They won 3
with a lot of the same dudes.
With a lot of the same guys. It's tough with these older dynasties because of the free agency and the salary cap. You know what I mean? So like that's why.
So is that why you someone like a dynasty like the Steelers you look at differently as well?
Yeah, they barely had free agency back then.
Yeah.
So like the players they really didn't have control of going anywhere, or even if you know what I mean, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Of course,
there was no like salary cap, so guys are getting paid. Didn't matter. You know what I mean?
It's a more player friendly league right now.
Way more player friendly, but that makes it harder to win because once you win a Super Bowl, everyone wants to get paid.
Of course.
And that's what everyone...
As they should. If you're winning, you should get paid.
Without a doubt. But, go back to the dynasty question, I mean, they have to be up there because they were lights out.
Yeah.
And anytime you go back to back, the Pats did it with, Brewski era and in the early Pats.
And with you guys.
We didn't do back to back.
You go back to... You never... Yeah, Brewski...
So that separates it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Brewski's right. We went, one, lost,
but we've had this talk with
one.
Brewski. What is harder, the first half of the dynasty or the second half? Because,
target.
You got the target on your back in the second half.
Yeah. They're all hard.
They're all hard.
But is losing 4 straight Super Bowls probably the most brutal streak?
Well, you said it would be more brutal to just be irrelevant and not make the playoffs. I don't, for me, getting that close that many times in a row and losing, like that much heartbreak, to go through winning the AFC every time and continually lose when you're won by a field goal. I mean, God, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah. Even if I knew I was going to lose the game, I still wouldn't think I was going to lose the game. So that's why if you got a horse in the race,
there's
always a shot, even if you know the horse is a little lame.
That's true.
You know,
but they just kept missing. It's brutal. My heart goes out to the Buffalo fans because they do have a really cool team right now.
they do. Hopefully that they can finish something. You know, it's
that,
not that easy. Like people don't.
Oh my God, the game they lost to the Chiefs was literally Mahomes and Allen put on. I mean, that's a game I want to do on this show at some point because that's one of the best football games I've ever seen. I remember I was at the Comedy Cellar. I'm on stage. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go on. I run off. I get to catch the end of the fourth quarter. Like, this is insane. Overtime, insane.
Yeah, it was. You know, it is exactly what the NFL wanted.
Yeah, and they want franchise QBs in there, and they both those teams have them.
They have them. You know, so hopefully they can you know, snowball this into going out and getting a win. You know, I want to see it for Buffalo.
Yeah, they got the New Era store in Buffalo. They'll tell you that. That's like the original. I think the original New Era hat store, I believe. Yeah.
How about this though? What about these crazy games in the Rose Bowl? 1999 Women's World Cup Final. Brandi Chastain. She's on. Where's she at? That's at Pasadena.
Wow.
That's at Pasadena right there. You got the 2006 Texas USC National Championship at the Rose Bowl.
Wow.
The Olympics. I believe that's why they made it. Is that why they made it? They made it for the Olympics or some kind of game. But the Olympics were held there in 1932, 1984. Holy schmoly. And shout out to the Rose Bowl flea market. Always love a good flea market.
Flea markets are underrated.
You always find something good. I love flea markets, garage sales, farmers markets. Love those things.
They're fun. It's a fun way to kill time.
Yeah, and it's a fun way of like finding like a treasure.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a treasure hunt. My parents used to go to garage sales.
Yeah, I loved them. They're classics.
We used to throw garage sales.
Yeah.
And so then my mom would front me like $10. I'd go buy like a bunch of Cokes and I would sell Cokes at the garage sale. That's how I bought my Sega Genesis in '94.
What was your game on Sega?
Speaking of Aladdin, I loved the Aladdin game.
Really?
I loved Aladdin. I mean, obviously the Sonic
was the class. That was like their Mario or Mario. I've been told I say Mario. I think it's
because of Rivera. Mario. It's Mario, bro.
Mario. I always say. Okay. Yeah. Sonic was classic.
Sonic. They had the Maddens. We played Maddens. Madden 95. I remember playing on there. Madden 94.
You were a Niners guy on that game.
Yeah, Ricky Waters, I believe. Did like the spin where the guy's spinning like. But Jack, did we forget anything?
We got a couple things to check back in on. First, Julian, your halftime performers. We mentioned that with Mike. In games you were active in, Katy Perry, Maroon 5, Lady Gaga, Madonna.
Are you a big fan of any of them?
Madonna's a ledge.
And then we got to give a shout out to our man John Bon Jovi. Hampton Water Rosé.
Hampton Water Rosé.
Damn.
John Bon Jovi's
the Rosé Bowl.
The Rosé Bowl.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
And then we did a little digging on Jules' story of drinking with Tom out in Buffalo. If the numbers add up like they look like they do, it was December 26, 2010.
December 20, yeah. It was my second year.
Going on in Buffalo was also the 2010-2011 World Juniors, which Russia took home the gold medal.
Yeah.
And the Patriots won 34-3.
Yeah. It was a big win.
Big dub.
Hat and T-shirt game. You know what that is?
What is that? Oh, they gave those out?
Whenever you win a championship, you get a hat and a T-shirt. So like after, you win the division, they're always, when you come in the locker room, there's a hat and T-shirt.
Pretty cool.
You go to divisional round, you get the hat and T-shirt. You go to the AFC Championship, you get the hat and T-shirt.
But there's only one hat and T-shirt you really want.
It's only one you really want.
With your franchise and your mindset?
Only one.
Yeah.
The last one.
Anything else, Jack?
And then we'll bring it full circle here. Shout out to our guy Ken Norton. Cowboys from 88 to 93. San Francisco from 94 to 2000.
Wow.
Current linebackers coach at UCLA for our guy Chip Kelly. Play their home games at the Rose Bowl.
How many Super Bowls does Ken Norton have?
He went back-to-back. One with the Dallas Cowboys in 93. Then he won it with the Niners in 94. So, yeah, I think he has 2.
He's got 3.
Yeah, it was 2 with the Cowboys and 1 with the Niners, right?
Yes.
Did he go 3 straight? Was it 2 with the Cowboys in a row and then 1 with the Niners?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He went
Damn.
3 straight.
Damn.
92, 93, and then the Niners one that was in
94.
94 where they beat the Chargers.
Blew him out.
Name the game.
49-26.
Yeah.
Is this the America's Super Bowl? How about them Cowboys? Dynasty starter. Sorry, Buffalo. I mean, I kind of lean how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys, for sure. That's an iconic thing that everyone says. Everyone says, how about them Cowboys?
By the way, we did not hit on that bet, did we, with Irvin?
We counted 6, so the under just hit.
Damn. That was all you, too. I blew it.
I tried to get a couple
Michael
doubles.
Irvin.
I tried to get a couple doubles. I was going, America's team is always America's team. And I only did it 2 times, I bet.
What do you lean for name?
How about them Cowboys? Has to be.
Has to be. Stakes.
Let's score it. Stakes.
Stakes are high. I mean, it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you guys say stakes are high because if the Bills win, this changes their whole legacy.
Stakes are high.
I think you got to go pretty high with this. I think, what do you go, 8.5, 9? 9 maybe at least. It's a Super Bowl. What do you think?
I think you got to go 8-5.
8.5?
Because what was the Patriots stakes one?
I don't know.
That has to be the highest when you're going in and the stakes are Super
True.
Bowl and undefeated potential season.
8.5. Star power is pretty high.
High.
Because we got the 3 Dallas guys. I mean,
You have a bunch of there's a bunch of Hall of Famers over on that Buffalo side too.
for sure. And Jim Kelly was a Pro Bowler. I mean,
He was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Andre Reed, Bruce Smith. I mean, they got countless guys.
do we go 8.5 on that too or 9? Fuck, we forgot Michael Jackson. Damn, we got to go like 9. Maybe do we go 9 or 9.5?
In the 90s, I mean,
I mean, it's weird to call OJ a star at this point, but this was pre-murder. He was a star.
And Mike did say there's no way he was going to miss Michael Jackson's performance at halftime because he was that big of a star.
I mean, Michael Jackson kind of puts us to the point where we kind of have to go 9.5.
9.5.
I mean, is it weird? I mean, we might have to go high. Michael Jackson, dude. Is this like 9.7? Is that crazy? Let's go 9.7. It's Michael Jackson.
It's a big star power game.
He might be the biggest star he might be the biggest star we've even mentioned on the show. Who's a bigger star than Michael Jackson?
I don't know, but I've seen some documentaries where like he goes to a country and like there's like 1 million people waiting for him and there's no social media. It's like by word of mouth that he might be coming there.
Yeah, I mean, I damn 9.7. I feel like 9.7 we might even be sleeping on his star power, but gameplay, I mean, look,
They blew him out.
they blew him out. It's not a good game.
Gameplay
5.
Yeah, 5.
Name. It's a good name.
It's a good name. It's an iconic
they're
name.
Iconic.
It's an iconic saying that you hear from every Cowboy fan.
8.5.
You got to go 8.5.
8.5. 8.075. We could round that to an 8.1.
That gameplay really hurt it.
Yeah, the gameplay. I mean, it's just not a great. I mean, it was cool to watch Aikman just go off, but it's not a great game.
And the defense, and we appreciate great defense here on this podcast.
Yeah.
But like when you got blowout in the last game of the year, you can't have that.
Yeah, that's a blowout like a Jewish woman with curly hair right there. It's a real blowout.
And that's all for this episode of Games with Names presented by WynnBET. Thank you so much for listening, guys. And thank you to our sponsors. Follow us on all the social media outlets at Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Sam Morril. See you at the next game.
With the next name.